We have a special guest speaker activist tonight. I'll let her take it from here.
Thanks so much, Nicole and Aaron and all of you for being here. So, by a show of hands, how many of you have had some difficulty the last 2 weeks? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I've been depressed the last 2 weeks, you know. I don't know. As a lifelong activist, I've kind of, and my other activist friends, we've kind of been asking ourselves, like, what are we doing here? What's the meaning of life? I don't know. But obviously, I'm not here to make all of you depressed. I'm here because I'm really excited to be in a room full of like-minded people, of supportive people. And also just to remind all of you what Nicole said, self-care. I think it's really, really important, self-care. As a lifelong activist, like, as soon as like Tuesday night happened, my instinct was to, all right, what am I gonna do next? All right, I gotta organize. And then I crashed toward the end of the week. I was just like zero energy. Because I think we're all gonna need some time and space and gentleness with ourselves to really breathe and heal what we're going through. I think that's my request to all of you, to please practice self-care. Do whatever it is that you need to. You know, I've been eating a lot of sugar. It's been helpful. And I love that Nicole and Aaron are this wonderful, loving couple, because my husband is over there videotaping, and he also finances a lot of my activism, so, all right.
Get the bills paid, yes.
So I promise I'm not here to depress all of you, but I do want us all to be agitators and be real. And so I have a request for all of you. I'm a Muslim American, and I know I can pass as not being Muslim American because I don't wear hijab. But right after 9/11, a neighbor tried to run me over with his car 2 blocks from my home. And this is the thing, I'm more scared right now than I was after that. And you might ask me, like, that doesn't make sense. You should have been more scared then when someone tried to kill you. The reason I'm more scared right now is because back then, it was just an isolated incident. It was some crazy person who was trying to run me over. Since Wednesday, I have to come to terms with the fact that I live in a country where 1 in 4 people who could vote are voted for somebody who wants to create a registry for people like me, and who won't deny that the registry is like the Nazi registry of Jews. He's not going to deny that. So yeah, I'm more scared right now. I'm more scared right now every time I leave home, because it's not an isolated incident. The Southern Poverty Law Center has collected over 700 hate-based incidents since Trump's election. I'll let you do the math from November 9 till now, how many incidents that had to be. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, well, when you look at the people, the young people, the way they voted, that gives me a lot of hope, because most of them did not vote for Trump. But this is the thing, the 701 incidents that happened, the majority of those happened in schools up to 12th grade. So these are our young people who are being very hateful. And that is terrifying to me. So what I'm asking you to do is to agitate, be uncomfortable, and be intersectional. Who here could identify intersectionality for me? Just in case. It's one of those like crazy big words, like academic words. Yeah.
I look as an intersectional feminist is just that all of these issues converge and overlap, and each informs the other. So you can't be a racist feminist, or you can't be a classist anti-racist. They all work together.
Yeah, that's an awesome definition. Yeah, like my husband's vegan. I'm vaguely vegan and working toward veganism. for us, like veganism is part of our feminism, right? Because like the way we treat our planet, the way we treat our animals, is the way we want to be treated as human beings, the way we treat women, the way we treat minorities. So I'm really going to challenge all of us to keep that in mind and really think about our own personal privileges. And what do I mean by that? You know, I just told you I was almost run over. I'm scared to leave home, but I still have privileges. I'm able-bodied. I'm young. I'm educated. I have a job. I'm married. I live in New York City. Those are all privileges. And it's up to me to look at those privileges and see if I am doing something that is helping the system that elected Trump, right? Because 25% of our fellow Americans elected a man who has openly said the most racist, sexist, ableist things that you can think of. These are our fellow Americans who did that. So this is a system. This is not just one person. And I really want to challenge all of us because when we usually think about somebody racist, we think about like somebody in a KKK hood, right? We think about these like very, very extreme things. I'm going to challenge all of us to think about microaggressions and our individual unconscious biases. So I'm going to say this, and this was very difficult for my wonderful husband to hear because he's not racist. I think for us as people in America, our default is to be racist. I think my default is that I am a racist person. That is my default. My default is that I am a sexist person. That is all of our default. And if that's painful to hear, I'm sorry, that's the truth. We're breathing in it, we're being suffocated in it. It's like walking through the rain and thinking that the water isn't hitting you. It's hitting all of us. So unless we're actively doing something to not let the water hit us, whether it's an umbrella or a raincoat, that water is hitting us. So all of our default is to be racist, sexist, ableist, all these things. So I really want to challenge all of us to look at our microaggressions. Can somebody define microaggressions for me? Well, let's see, what did I write? So microaggressions are small, very small things that people do where don't realize that they're being racist or sexist. It's like very, very, very slight, insidious things. And I'll give an example. So I was hanging out with a family member who's super liberal, identifies as a feminist, and she got very angry when I called CNN Fox News Light. And why did I call CNN Fox News Light? Because, because many reasons, but CNN recently had a day-long program where the question was, does America have an Islam problem? So if it's not clear to you right away why that's problematic, just replace the word Islam with a race. So what if CNN had a day-long program that said, does America have a black problem? Does America have a Jew problem? Are you seeing why that was so problematic? So this liberal family member, who's a good person, who has a lot of people of color friends, got very defensive and very angry when I called CNN Fox News Light because she has unconscious racism that she needs to deal with. And all of us really, I am asking all of you to really, really look at your individual behaviors and to really speak up for other people. The privileges that we do have, the fact that we're in New York City, we can do a lot for people in other parts of the country. I have a girlfriend who does reproductive rights work in Mississippi. I can do a lot for her from sitting here because she has a very different world where she lives. The fact that all of you are here, you're already doing something, you're connecting, you're making these human connections. I think that's going to be really, really important. Not to be Facebook activists, but like real life activists. So unfortunately, I have to run off because I'm actually speaking at another event very soon, but I will post on the Facebook page. If any of you want to contact me, there are so many ways you can get involved. I highly recommend joining organizations that are doing good work. The Southern Poverty Law Center is actually collecting any incidents of hate, and they're doing a lot of really good work on the ground, on the legal basis. So please get involved with good organizations and really please practice self-care. And thank you, all of you.